It's snowing. It's snowing in Texas. See this? See, look at this. There's this backpack. That's snow. That was on me, on my backpack. And now is in a shot glass. Snow. Bottoms up. On my bus as I go from downtown to my house. We passed by a high school. And high school kids were just getting out. And they were attempting to make snowballs, and they were attempting to throw them at each other, missing terribly, and they didn't know how to properly pack, because you had to pack. I spent 7 years in Michigan. I know what I'm talking about. The children in Texas have been sorely ill-informed in regards to how to handle snow when it falls. They don't know how to pack it. They don't know how to... the snowmen that I was seeing on the way here, please. You have to have a big belly and then a smaller torso and then the head. You don't just pack it willy-nilly and then call it a snowman. There was no form. There was no... There was no effort. They threw it together, and they didn't even get the carrot nose or any. There was no hat. I didn't see a hat on that snowman. On my way home in somebody's yard, people in Texas are I blame the education system, quite frankly. We need and then as we're driving by, there was a laundromat where the kids usually hang out after school. Guess waiting for the parents to pick them up, or they just hang. They like washing machines, these youngsters. And as we're driving by at like a snail's pace, because this bus doesn't know how to, traverse sludge, because we just don't get snow like this in Texas. It's like 2 feet outside. I was walking in 2 feet of snow on the way home. But these kids, they all made snowman, and then like 25 of them, the snowman, they made snowballs, or attempts at snowballs. They weren't really snow. And some of these kids didn't even have gloves. You have to have proper protective wear if you're going to. These children are just not properly. This is really a shame. I blame the education system. I blame our local government. Road trip to Colorado. Kids, whether or not you don't get snow regularly in Texas, all children in America should be taught how to properly behave around snow. These kids, they made snowmen. They made snowballs. These kids made snowballs, and they didn't know how to pack them properly. So when you throw, as you're throwing, you get snow all over yourself because you don't know how to properly. It's not supposed to blast until impact. It has to make it. So you have to compact the snow to make a snowball. Hello. So anyway, these kids, some of them knew how to do it, and some of them didn't. But they made these snowballs, and then as we're driving by in the big dart bus, they throw the snowballs at the dart bus. Okay, the biggest freaking target near the laundromat, except for the laundromat itself, which was behind them. They didn't think to throw the snowballs at the laundromat. No, they threw the snowballs at our bus, and we're driving by. Maybe 8 actually hit the bus. Over 25 kids throwing snowballs at a dart bus. High school students couldn't hit the broad side of a dart bus with a snowball. I blame the education system. I blame Rick Perry. I blame K. Billy Hutchison. Road trip to Colorado. These children should be taught early in the fall semester. They should be taught how to properly utilize snow and how it functions, what it's made of. I don't even think they know what snow's made of, quite frankly. They couldn't hit the broadside of a bus. This is high school students in Texas. I don't care whether or not they can balance a checkbook or whether or not they're getting decent grades. They don't even... Snow angels. I didn't see a single snow angel anywhere as I was riding home on the dart bus. These kids, I'm telling you, it's a travesty. It's a travesty of our education system, and frankly, I can't believe it. It's pathetic. It's sad. These kids are not even taught in schools. Where's my tax money going if they don't know how to make a freaking snowball? I saw a couple kids on a street corner. They had a snowball the size of my head. They were holding it together, and like one was holding it like this, and the other was holding it like this, and they were just looking at it. And they didn't know what to do with it because it was too big. They didn't know how to, you don't make them that big. They don't, it's like, no, you don't do that. I wanted to get out of the bus and go up to them and say, no, this is how you make a snowball. Look, you just make it like this. You don't make it like this. What are you going to do with this? What are you going to do? And then one of them lets go of the snowball. The other guy's holding it just like this. And then she goes around his back to get into his backpack to pull out a cell phone to call somebody, and he's just like this. And what's she going to do? What is she calling? Is she calling information? Yes, hello? We have a snowball, now what do we do with it? It is travesty, ladies and gentlemen. We need to do something about this before it's too late, before these kids grow up and are completely uneducated in the ways of snow. It's a shame. It's a shame.